All right, hello and welcome to another MotoCast. We're going to switch up topics today from Star Citizen into Magic. Been playing Magic for many, many years, and today we're going to talk a little bit about MTGA, which is their kind of computer client here. I guess it also works on your phone, and why it sucks. So yeah, if you haven't noticed, theme is things suck. So we're going to be talking about that.
I
Um,
like that.
yeah, it's a good theme, right? I feel like
Yeah.
everybody talks about the good things. We're going to talk about some of the bad
Lame.
things, you know? Yep, we are the dissenters. So we've got Voodoo, we've got Prodigal Son, we've got Sabo.
Yo, what's
I'm
up?
Sabo. That's Voodoo, the What's Up
Yo.
guy. The Yo guy is Mr. Prodigal
Yeah.
Son. All right, so I think we should each just give a little brief thing of why the main thing, like one or two things that why it sucks. So let's all start with one main point and see where that takes us. So let's start with Mr. Prodigal Son first. Then we'll go to Voodoo. Then we'll go with myself here.
I want to go last.
You want to go last? All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I want to go
I
I'll
last.
be the
I
shortest.
I
I'll
think
go
Voodoo's got
first.
the best one here though. He's got the most potent. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's probably you're right, but
yeah,
that's it. That's all I got. It's
maybe he should go last because he's got the
one and
best
done.
point. I'll go first. Okay. So things that I can't stand about this game. Why can you not crush cards? You can crush cards in Hearthstone. You can actually make things up, right? And you can use the cards that you don't really care about and don't need and won't use to actually make decks that you want. And the problem with this is that you just waste a bunch of money. Wizards knows it. That's exactly what they want you to do is just spend a shit ton of cash, right? And it sucks because people who really enjoy the game are just going to be stuck sinking a ton of money into this game. And even a game like Hearthstone, which is not a great game, and Blizzards is also a money-hungry company, even they're not as greedy to require you to keep popping money into it. You can actually, if you get good enough at it, you play enough, you can actually make that a free game for you. You cannot do that in MTGA. So that's one of my biggest gripes is not crushing cards, and it really pisses me off.
Yeah, and to add on to that, like you said, you can't make this a free game. If you were to try and make this a free game, you'd have to be a professional MTGA player.
Yep,
And what I mean by that is you'd have to play every single day for like 12 hours a day to get those 25 gold points after you complete your quests, right? Because you do your three quests or your one quest if you stay up on them, and that nets you at the most 2,200 gold, and then that's it. And that's the only other way you can buy cards in this game through gold than spending your own money. So there's actually no way to do it because they limit the amount of gold that you're able to make. So even playing 12 hours a day if your goal was to
it
play this
still
game
wouldn't
for
even be
free.
enough because yeah,
Yeah.
after a while, like it cuts off your daily bonuses. 'Cause that's it. You just get once a day. It just wants you to play for a ton of days in a row. It's really fucking stupid.
Yeah, that gold only accumulates if you've already spent a lot of money on this game and have the cards that you want. And trust me, when you're getting what, 7 cards per 1,000 gold, you're not building what you want because you don't get wild cards at a good enough rate. You don't draw wild cards at a good enough rate. And there are so many unplayable cards in this game compared to the powerful cards that your booster packs as they are in this game never fulfill your deck needs.
Agreed. Also with that there is that the cards that they give you when you actually get like, oh, I won this many games, now I get some card. They always suck. If they actually wanted to be beneficial, they would give you like dual lands or things that everybody uses, and they're rares. But no, they don't do that. Let's go to Lennox, or yeah, you say yours, then we'll say
We could
Voodoo's,
we
and then
could
we'll move back
we
to
could
yours.
stay on that for a little bit because that I think they make it so obvious how little they care about people enjoying the game and how much they care about people paying money for the game. I don't mind paying money for something that's good, but I refuse to put another fucking penny in this game because it is such blatant robbery. And I realize most of these kids who play this are just so in fucking deep and have uh, zero ability to control themselves. And they just run their mom's credit card through this thing like it's going out of style. But there is just no shame. It is in your face all the time. The price to even enter a draft with actual gold is astronomical. The value of the packs suck. The cards suck. It is not a high quality product, and they are charging top dollar for it, and they're charging you every single possible way they can. It is so irritating. It's I hate clicking on any single button in this game because that just means it's like a access point blocker up.
No, I
And
mean
You
you're
drew
not
a
wrong.
gold, man.
there we go.
No, that
No.
was perfectly put. Every time you change a menu in this game, they're asking for your money. Whether you're going into your decks to craft because you don't have the cards that you need, whether you're going to buy packs, whether you're going to the store, every avenue in this game, even playing the game, if you're playing with a starter deck, you are immediately going to run into roadblocks. You're not going to have fun. You're going to be playing bland decks. You're going to look up online what the hot deck is, follow it, and find that you have to pay about $300 to $500 if you're lucky
Yep, there's
It's
just a
to
ton
get
it's
of
that one
fucking
deck.
ton of just net decking in this, and it's kind of sad. It's a little pathetic. Like I get it if you're gonna go play in like a very big tournament, and this is something that you're doing either professionally or semi-professionally, or you just really want to win like a big like in-person tournament. You're gonna play MTGA and you're gonna net deck. That's pretty sad, and
and
that's really what you see a lot of.
that segues right into my point. I say so like if when we're I like to play this so that I can brew. It's not cheaper to brew on here. If I took all my money out of here and put it into actual paper cards that have freaking value, this
Yep.
has no value. This is a bunch of garbage. I can't fucking sell it. I can't trade it. I can't go to a tournament and use this crap. It is has zero value. I can't. The biggest problem is I can't crush these cards that I don't want to brew cards that I do want. Even if you make them crush at 40% of the value, they give you 0%, dude. You get nothing,
Yep. That's true.
absolutely nothing, and you pay top dollar for packs of cards that have no value. When I buy cards for Magic in real life, it has value. My card collection is worth something. Okay, so when I'm buying a stupid piece of cardboard with some dumbass picture on it and some cheesy ass flavor text, at least it's gonna give me some value when I want to get the hell out. It's so dumb. And the problem is you have that in the game now. So like I can't brew without buying a million packs of useless crappy cards. And then I go to play games and every single person on here is net decking. And that's not just a problem with MTGA, but it's most emphasized in it because of how they built this game and the kinds of cards they're printing. I am playing every game against an NPC. They all talk. You can't communicate with them.
No,
You can't.
they've cut out any type of communication, which is ridiculous, and you know exactly why, right? Because like, oh well, it's a very toxic experience, right? Which is exactly what
Toxic.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
want you to
Let's
be
unleash
mean. Well, you know
catchphrasing.
what? Some of these people deserve for you to tell them that yeah, you're just playing a stupid ass net deck on MTGA. It's just a little bit
Who
embarrassing, but
cares?
this is what it's become though. This is what it's
It's
become.
it's I can't communicate with my opponent. I can't play in a draft against the people I draft against. It's like they're protecting you from ever having a less than stellar experience. So in the end, you get a C plus experience at best in order because they God forbid you have a C minus experience. They just so you never hit peaks in this game ever. It's never as fun as going out to a tournament or going out to a Friday night magic, or it's certainly not as fun as playing at the table
Yeah,
with your friends. And every single deck I'm playing now, like once you climb the ladder and like I'm in platinum now, and we're all playing brews and we're switching things up and we're trying to have fun because God, why the hell would you sleeve up a net deck of a bunch of crappy cards that they designed for this game and play against the same thing over and over again? It's the same crap over and
no,
over
it
again.
is. It is.
Who the
Dude,
hell net decks and freaking MTGA? Who cares?
honestly, the answer is most people.
Yes, they just want to
Absolutely
be
most people.
NPCs. They want to say salty, toxic, bruh.
Yep.
The same things. If I could speak to them, they would say those things over and over because they have no
Yeah,
idea who they are. They're just copying something they saw in a YouTube video.
yeah, 100%, dude. It's essentially exactly what's happening here.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Guess I could put this guy in here, right?
Yeah,
Put I'll put the I could put Bladewing and then put Perun on there, right? Yeah.
yeah, you can put Karun.
And then he puts.
Anthony back home.
Yeah, no, not yet. No, no. All right,
All right,
Michael, what's your
so
final point, bro? Or
no,
Scotty?
now
Yeah,
it's up to Scotty here.
yeah. So we were just talking earlier. This thought led to this short podcast, and there's a lot to this, but the tip of the iceberg is that this is a trading card game. At its heart, in the beginning, Magic has always been about getting with your friends, opening packs, seeing what you like, maybe doing a draft, and at the end, trading with each other
Yep.
to get what you want to play. No two players in Magic are the same. And in order for the foundation to be built, you have to trade cards with your friends. You have to go up to the store. You have to sell your cards. You have to buy the ones you want in singles, doubles, sets. But mainly it's about trading with your friends. I don't know 99.9% of the people in this game because there is no interfacing. There's no connectivity. I can't talk with people. That's one problem.
You can't even trade your cards. There's not
Yes.
even like a freaking auction house or something. You can't even
No,
trade
you can't
cards.
even
It's
trade
trading
your
card
cards
game.
into a digital storefront. They don't even allow you to do that because at the very least, like even if you don't interact with others and trade with people, like which is as you said how it started, you can at least go to a store, go to like a comic book store or a store that does Magic or tournaments, and you can trade cards with the owners there and with the things that the store offers. At the very least, you can't even do that at a digital storefront, even at a reduced price. Even that functionality, while still a ripoff, would still be at least something. They have nothing, and so all
Yeah,
these
you
kind
got
of
nothing.
points kind of roll together, which is funny, but I mean it's all stems from the same core here.
This is the main problem. I think all of your problems become like maybe annoyances if we can trade amongst ourselves because you do occasionally get a good card that somebody wants to play and I don't want to play it. So it just sits there and it sits there, never gets played, never gets put in a deck, never even gets thought about. And and there's so many fucking things wrong with this game. The main problem is it is not what it's supposed to be, which is just a trading card game. You're supposed to be able to go on here, buy a couple of packs, move along with your life. But no, you're fucking caught up in it, man. If you want to make a deck and have even a little shred of fun, you got to pay the price, and you got to keep paying every fucking 3 months because now they're releasing these new sets one after another.
Yep, and they're releasing some serious power into these sets because they know exactly what they're doing. They build the power cards, and because everybody net decks, so one of the points that we talked about earlier, you have to if you want to keep up buy those good cards, right? Because everybody's playing them, and in general, those decks are just gonna be straight up better since the pros have all put in their time and figured things out. So the amateurs can go in net deck, and so yeah, you have to keep up financially. Also, it really really stems, really kind of stunts rather the creativity when you don't have the money to buy the cards you want. You can't brew anymore. And so that's all about the same thing. You can't trade, you can't turn your cards in for money. And so not only is it ruining just the actual essence of the game, but it's killing your creativity, which is honestly, in my opinion, the my favorite part about Magic. Playing the games is great, but brewing up decks is by far the most fun that you'll ever have in Magic.
And this is a much bigger problem. They have taken complete control from the players. They have
Yeah, that's
zero
actually another
control
point.
over what you're going to play.
Yeah,
They
that's
print the
actually another one.
cards, they put them in, and you have to play them. There's no other choice. If you want to be good at this game, whatever that means, if you want to have the highest percent to win, you have to play those cards. You do.
Well, they design the decks for you. They
Yes,
make it
Yep.
they've
so
taken
obvious what you
control
have to
away from
put
you.
in a deck. It's like, well, what do you
Take
expect these
rogues.
kids to
Take
do?
rogues. They build blue and black rogues, saying, "All right, we have now decided your color combination. We have decided that you have to play blue and black. Okay, On top of that, we are going to start making blue-black rogues that mill. Okay, and then what's a nice card that will have mill? Drawn in the lock. It works entirely
Yes.
off of mill. So you're literally building the deck for me. So I don't feel like I've done shit. All I've done is taken your cards, and the choices you get to make are, well, maybe I like this creature better than this creature. Wow, what a choice. What a choice. So maybe you change one card in the deck because you have a preference over one rogue versus the next. You're still going to play blue-black rogues. You're still going to play probably 56 of the same 60 cards as every single other person out there. What a joke. Like, how is that
Yeah,
fun? How is that fun for anybody to brew that
Not
crap up, play it, and think that they're good?
it's not fun. It's just people are so bored they have nothing else to frickin' do, so they just do it, and
okay.
they find their
Go ahead.
little imaginary
Sorry.
home, and they just stay in it, baby.
So, and then they'll always be there too because they can't have fun. That's the other thing. The people that they're placating to are exactly the people that we describe in our other podcasts, just natural born losers, and they can spend their mom's money to make this deck. The most fun we have had in the last year of playing this game was a few nights ago. It's what, July 14th, so like July 11th, 10th. We brewed up a stupid deck. It was dumb,
Yep.
but it was
Dumb,
fucking
but it's
fun,
fun
and
because
it was
sometimes you get them. Sometimes
it
it
was
works.
creative, man, and it was like it was just fun deciding what we were gonna put at the top end of that deck. It's a horrible deck, but it delivers. It absolutely delivers on what the core of this
Yep.
game is, and that's brewing up your own personal deck and putting little twists on it, like between your friends.
It's
So
still
we
the
all have
most
different
fun,
ideas.
and it will always be. I mean, for example, so for me, I'm pretty much only a control player, and so right now one of the biggest decks on this is going to be any form of blue white X control, whether it's blue white red, that's the most popular, or blue white black. Fine, great. So that's cool, and I'm glad that they have some good cards for it. But I don't even play it anymore, even though that's my favorite archetype in my favorite color set, which is Esper. It doesn't matter. I still don't want to play it because every single person is playing it. It's generic, it's crappy. I would rather brew that shitty deck, and every once in a while you can sneak a game from one of these very fruity decks that's just replicated, and that was more fun trying to figure that out. And I just wish they could bring that back, and you do that by a couple of things that we've talked about. But the main thing though is this goes way beyond MTGA at this point at least.
Yeah,
Stop manufacturing cards that are already pre-built and pre-made for a certain archetype. It's really obnoxious because what they do is they say, oh well, humans is a little bit weak in the metagame, so we're gonna release two amazing human cards for like modern or for this set. And okay, bam, now humans is all of a sudden a massive part of the metagame. It's cheesy. Stop making my archetypes for me. Just build the cards, right? And then it's up to the brewers to put those together and have some fun and then create it. And if they create something broken and it's too oppressive, eventually time you'll ban something. Eventually it happens, whatever. But at least let us figure that out. Don't just print these pre-made things for us because it's just ruining the creativity and actually ruining the game. All formats, not just MTGA.
Couldn't agree more.
and the thing that makes these cards so unfun, but absolutely you have to play them, is that they all do three different things or two different things, but they overlap. You've got something that gains life and that gives a fucking +1 counter, but then you play the next card and that gives you a +1 counter but makes it indestructible. Then you play the next card and that makes it indestructible and gives you +1 counter. It's like give us more linear cards that make you make a choice.
Like, does deal 3 damage.
Yeah, exactly. Not play this card for three.
Counter target spell.
Earl was the most oppressive card, the last one,
Alright.
and it got banned. But all the cards that have followed have taken a page out of Earl's book, and you play something and it does things for you. You've got the Rogue deck. Going back to that, and I don't even think the Rogue deck is the best deck, but it's one of the
No,
easiest to play. It has a lot of interaction. It also has a lot of permanence, but all the rogues do the same thing. They
It's just one
mill
of the most
you.
obviously made pre-made decks. That's all.
yeah.
It,
It's one of the most
yeah.
obvious ones.
You
That's it.
type in rogue. That's all you have to do is type in rogue and drown in the lock, and you've got a deck.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. Like, well, this guy has flash. Yes, that was built for you, okay? And it's curiously 2 mana, so you could hold up a rogue or you could hold up Drown in the Lock. Oh my god. Wow, you're so
Mm.
skilled.
And they'll
What
do
does he
things
have?
like print to fairy. Well, we need to make sure that our blue white control lists have a planeswalker that does exactly what they need it to do, and every single thing on it does exactly what you need it to do. Like, can't you just fucking make it a little bit less obvious?
Yeah,
And
be a
the
little bit more
main
subtle.
problem is when they started printing these modern sets. I wouldn't mind them if they were printing like some old cards, rehashing some cards from old sets. They don't have to do it. They could just put those in the new sets they're coming out with, like they used to do. But they're invading modern. Modern was the most popular format for a reason. It's because Wizards didn't get involved in it. They've already destroyed standard completely. Just stay away. Leave modern alone. People like modern, and it's so popular because you're not there.
Yeah, I mean,
Stop
I
making
have
cards
to
for modern.
agree, but I think that could be a different cast here since we're mainly focusing on the
Yeah,
MTGA. Does
yeah.
anybody
Well,
else have
the
any points?
MTGA
Yeah,
experience
yeah, the
is
experience.
MTG.
you have to play like Anth said, the standard side of MTGA is probably the shining example of why this company sucks so much.
Yeah,
It
no
is
doubt.
every 3 months, $500 at the very minimum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why we left, man. We used to play standard. It used to be fun back when like Innistrad
When did we
and
start? Okay,
Innistrad Zendikar.
yeah, let's date
Well,
it.
we were
Let's
before
date it.
that. We were just
We
before
Zendikar.
were
that, but yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were like
Zendikar.
once,
Yeah.
yeah. So
It was
we was
Zendikar
this
and new and like new Phyrexia and shit
2009,
like that. Yeah.
2008, something like that.
I can't remember, but I know that it was Zendikar and new
But
Phyrexia
I
and
I
Scars of
remember
Mirrodin.
those cards. I remember those cards because they were good cards. They did stuff well, but they didn't break the game. You still had to make decisions.
Yep.
Do you really want to attack into a control deck with your 2/2 that's going to give him a land? It's like, I mean, there was really good cards that you have fond memories of. Or pay one
Simple
mana to
cards
exile two
usually
cards.
make you make the most decisions, right? Cards that, as you were saying, cards that already tell you what you should probably be doing. You're just gonna be doing what they want you to do, right? As you said.
Just tap and slap. That's what I would say. Tap and slap. Oh, I got it. Slap.
The thing I hate is
Yes.
it's almost it's ruining control in my opinion. Like you almost know how your game is gonna play out now with control. That's my favorite archetype for a reason. You had to make a ton of decisions, and
Fuck
you could
yeah.
still do some stuff in modern for sure. But in MTGA control, it is probably the most boring control I've ever played. Like what's interesting about it?
Nothing.
You just
Nothing.
sit back, counter like
Nothing.
whatever. You have barely any decisions to make. Counter the important things. Slap a Shark Typhoon and then slap a Teferi when you got the game locked up.
That's it.
It's
The
terrible.
Shark
That's
Typhoon is
it.
the another perfect example of a really dumb, overpowered card design. It
Yep.
it does too many things. For face value, it's awful, but then you look at it and it's like, wait, I can at the end of the turn replace this card and also get a threat on the
Uncounterable,
board.
uncounterable.
Yeah,
By the way,
that's the
so
most
It's
important thing.
on.
You
in
cannot
control
interact with it.
mirrors, yeah, it doesn't even matter. It's happening. It's going down, baby.
It's an amazing and appalling um, way to go about things.
Well, I
When
mean,
your
it's
white blue control is that oppressive.
yeah,
It is
it's a
oppressive, man.
great card, and honestly, with the power level of modern, I think it's actually fine. If with this stuff on MTGA, oh my god, it's just ridiculous. Like you could just sit back with a bunch of Shark Typhoons and it's ridiculous. So I mean, as
Like
far
to
as
get started.
my final point on this would be is something that always pisses me off about it is the rares. They know exactly what they're doing. Most good cards are rares, and that is the least thing of what you get. You oftentimes get more mythics than you get rares because you barely use them because you pick like a couple in your deck. Rares, it's like 50% of your deck plus. And so that's how they get you. They're always making you spend more money because you don't have enough rares. All of your lands that matter, all of your dual lands, which is exactly what I was talking about earlier, that they should be giving you those as rewards, are all rares. So you want to brew? No, screw you. Go pay me a ton of money just to get open packs for rares. That's what it's come
Right.
down to. You don't open packs because I want to get some cards out of this set. It's kind of fun. No, you're opening them just so you can
Oh,
get enough rares.
you don't even look at what cards you're getting. You're
Nope,
just
I could care less now.
spam clicking to get to the bottom line, which is I needed 4 packs to complete this stupid half
This
circle
stupid
and
chain of
get one
six
rare.
packs. You need to buy 6 packs to get one rare that you can craft. I guess the main point of this is like it's an absolute ripoff because it's
Yes.
not a trading card game anymore. and it's really killing creativity. Boom. I guess we can kind of sum it up with those
Oh,
three
there's
big things.
basically zero creativity. It's I think tonight I played about 12 games and 10 of them were against the same four net decks.
100%, dude. 100%. This on MTGA, the metagame is so shit and so stagnant. It's all because of what they're doing. So, and
Yeah, they do it to
that's
themselves.
mainly because I mean, the ripoff sure that is my biggest issue, but that's mainly because of these pre-made cards. That's
No
why the
doubt.
metagame sucks.
No
And
doubt,
and
man.
it's circular too because you have bad design followed by pay to win, followed by net decking,
Yep, because you have to
followed
yep,
by
pay to
followed
win
by yeah, pay to
because you get to net deck.
you are
Exactly.
in
You're in a
a
loop, baby.
death circle. Yeah, you do the same exact thing every 3 months with this game.
It's the MTGA game loop, dude.
It's one loop. I bet you people are kind of there's probably like 1% of people out here that actually have fun and probably play commander decks because you can only have one ofs. It's not competitive.
No,
Can't,
it's totally random.
but it's completely random. And they may laugh, but if you want to get into constructed decks for ofs, you are going to be paying the price one way or another.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
Yep.
shame. It's a real shame. There are some cards that are cool that come out, and it's just completely overshadowed by the absolutely egregious cards they print. Oh, every single time now, every new set that comes out just bastardizes a format. And I will just go to modern just really quick. That modern format, what they've done with that, with you have the Urza
Mhm.
land, and then you have the blue red decks going crazy because they print their entire creature base. They print an entire creature base for blue red that's good in Legacy. Legacies, all those cards from all the years. Oh, these cards are so good. Rip them all out. You got Ragavan, Murktide, and that dumb bitch with
Dragon
the
Rage
yeah,
Chandler.
Dragon Rage Chandler. Oh
Yep.
my God, are you
Yeah,
kidding?
those are all
And
new
people
Oh,
are
prints,
cool
and
with
then
man.
you
that?
can add Luris to the deck too at
Oh
for a
yeah,
free cost.
a
If you're
companion.
playing black, yeah, he brings them back. It's amazing.
It's crazy.
And going back to MTGA, and Anth briefly touched on it. Talked about how expensive it is to draft. There's a reason for that. It's the only time you'll have fun in this game.
It is.
And it is the only time
It's
you will
because you
be able
can't
to
net
play
deck because you
against.
don't know what's coming at you.
Yeah,
It's
Exactly.
still
you
the
have
only pure form of Magic.
you have to build a deck with what you have at that point, along with everyone else. It is the only time you will play fair, fun Magic with no net decks, and so it costs you. If you want to have fun in this
And
game,
you have to be
you're
creative.
either gonna have to save up, and you have to be, yeah, you have to kind of see what's going on. Drafting is a skill. It's probably the one skill in this game where you can read what people are picking, decide, okay, where you want to go or leave yourself open. It's a skill. You can have tactics, you can have a strategy in that.
Yeah, no,
It's the
it
only
is
time
the
you'll
only
have fun
thing
in this
left
game.
on here that's pure still, So, but
It's
they
not
still do
that
what they can
good,
do
I'm
with the
sure.
fucking cost, man. Like
It's
Lance,
still
they
not
what'd you
that.
still
say?
do what they can
The
do.
drafting is still not that good. Okay, it's not that great. It really isn't.
Well, I guess you know what though. I guess you're not completely wrong. So it is definitely the best, but yeah, there are still pre-made things. Where like, all right, so this is a draft archetype, and you know what? They never used to do it as much, and it seems like whatever team they got in there now, they do that shit all the time. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, this would be a draft archetype. You can go blue, green, these guys, or whatever. It's like, no, don't give me that. Just build the fucking cards. Don't build them together, and then I will choose and make that up because I can try to be creative. Just please do
No,
that, no matter
no,
what the
you can't.
format.
You're not allowed to choose. You don't get to draft against people you draft against. That's a big problem I have because
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
the
You can't
tactics of
prevent it
drafting.
to draft either
But
because it doesn't work.
yeah, so you're just selecting what's best for you, which isn't exactly what drafting is all about.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
I have a problem with that. Yes. Um. And
They should just
yeah,
offer
I think
a
the
separate
cards
format
are
of it, right?
bad. Yes, these cards are not good, man. They're not producing good cards. There's power creep like a mofo. It started really bad with Innistrad, and it's out of control, man. It's absolutely out of control. I don't know how they dial it back now, They've completely lost the plot.
Yeah, I mean the power creeps for a whole other time, but with the draft, if they want to do it properly, like we're not saying you take out that current draft and replace it with a regular draft where you have to do it, but if you want to, you could offer a draft that you have to complete within that time. They have certain drafts starting at this time, and then you do play against your opponents. The negative to that is that you have to finish it right then and there, which is that the nice
Oh
part
God,
about
you
the
have to commit
draft.
to a tournament or a match. Oh God.
Right, but if you have both those modes, like you have like the MTGA style draft or you have actual tournament style draft, that's your choice now. Just add that to the game. I'm sure it's not that hard.
No, it's not that hard. Show the frick up on time for something. I mean, you're committing to doing something. This is a good life lessons for these kids. They need to learn this stuff. Show up on time, stick it out. When something's not going well, you don't just get to rage quit.
I mean,
It's good.
people will just say like just go play in MTGO because they do have that on there. They just don't have it on on Arena, and they really should start adding it on Arena because Arena is a very smooth client. That is the appeal. It's very smooth. It works very well, but it sucks right now
I
because
don't want to
of the
buy all
things
my
we talked
cards
about.
again for full value on MTGO. No thanks.
Yeah, no.
No, I bought all these cards already. I'm not doing that, and I really don't want to play the full game online. I want to play this crappy version, I guess. But can't this crappy version have fucking decent cards? Can it? Can I trade with people? Can I crush things?
You
It
should
should be
at
like
least be able to
Magic Light.
crush it, man. Like they basically tried to make their own Hearthstone client, but make it Magic. At least let me crush these fucking cards.
Yeah, dude,
At,
this is
at least,
crap.
so I can actually create things and craft. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So,
It's total crap,
yeah.
man.
Well, that's all I've got. You guys got anything else? I think I'm good.
Nah, I'm good.
All right.
Magic sucks.
It does suck.
Well, there you
That's
guys
all I
go.
got.
Yep. All right. Take care, everyone. You have a good night, and
Good night.
bitch about MTGA to the powers that may be. Later.
Eh, whatever.